What's going on, everybody? I'm relationship expert Terry Duran, and today I'm just going to be talking about some recent posts that I had put up on my Instagram page at Terry Duran. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, or I appreciate the love. Make sure you subscribe to my page, share the videos with your friends, so hopefully they can learn something too. Those of you that are tuning in on Instagram, I appreciate the love as well. Keep, like I said, reposting the content, sharing people, tagging people. It's a really positive thing to see people using my page as a tool to be able to help one another. Fellas screenshotting posts and sending it to their girls, stuff like that. It feels good to have some of my wisdom or some of my thoughts be key components to people fixing their relationship problems. So it's really rewarding to get the kind of feedback that people send me or whatnot. And it's actually pretty fun engaging with some of y'all. Some of y'all get on my nerves. I just have to fight through it and resist the urge to block and delete whatever. But I try to let y'all make it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm gonna be talking about a couple of popular posts that I put up recently. So I like to start with the one that's freshest on my mind. So that's this post about the new. It's a picture of a woman kissing a child on the lips, and the woman is the baby daddy's new girlfriend, right? And so the question is, ladies, would you be mad? And I can't say that I'm surprised at all by the attitudes of majority of the women. I got a whole bunch of DMs about this particular post. And it just goes to show you how childish and petty a lot of women just naturally are. Like, in almost any situation that they encounter, a lot of women choose the most childish, most unproductive, the most petty way to deal with it or handle it.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, everybody. What you over here talking about?
I was about to talk about a post, but you
interrupted you?
Yeah, it's all good. But no, well, I was going to be talking about a post where it's a woman kissing a child on the lips, and it's the new, it's the baby daddy's new girlfriend. And so the question was, ladies, would you be upset or mad about it?
Wait, upset or mad about what?
About
a woman?
They baby daddy's new girlfriend kissing their child on the lips and posting a picture of them. Like it shows them, some on page, they got on matching outfits, matching Jordans, and it shows the woman kissing a child, and the caption says, this is the new baby daddy's girlfriend. Would you be mad at this situation?
I mean, I don't think I would be necessarily mad at the situation, but I do think there needs to be some separation between it, because now if the mother has kind of like stepped away from the situation and she's incarcerated or whatever else, then someone does need to fill that mother role. But ain't nobody finna be my child's mama but me. Okay, so you can give her all the love that you want to, but you keep it to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? Love the child, support the child, but you have to be doing all the extra with the matching outfits and all that stuff, because those are things that are designated to me. I'm her mom. Okay, she came out of this vagina. Therefore, we gonna be wearing the matching outfits and stuff. You want to go get one with us? You can join us, and you could put it on together. But you're not gonna have her confused as to who is her mother. However, she can say that she has two very loving support systems in her life and call you her stepmom or whatever she's gonna call you, mom number two. I'm not really, like real picky about that. Like, people don't like their kid calling the other person mom and stuff like that. But I do think that some women overstep their boundaries when they get with the baby daddy, because they're trying to step in and accept their child as their child. You are supposed to accept their child as your child. True. But if she has a mother that is in her life, you also need to respect those boundaries of their relationship and what that mother and her child is supposed to have. It should be very different than what you have with her child. That's my opinion.
Well, so you saying that you consider wearing a matching outfit and you consider that trying to be the child's mom?
If it's specialty, like y'all going to Disney or something like that, then I'm going to let it ride. It's acceptable. You know, y'all wearing y'all family shirts, you know, for the Disney trip or something like that. But if it's just Easter and you're trying to do like mom, stepmom look-alike outfits, that's for me. You can dress like us. We gonna go get an outfit. You could come and get your own outfit, and you could be the stepmom with us. But you're not like, no. That's when you're doing too much. And listen, Linda, I need you to back up. I need you. I'm raising her, okay? But I don't need you. And she confused. Who the fuck is she supposed to, you know, like gravitate to as her actual mother? But kissing her on the lips and stuff, I know this is a little bit much, like.
Yeah, I
My
agree.
stepmom never kissed me on the lips.
I agree. That's
you know what I'm
doing a
saying?
little
Like,
bit
at
much.
all. And if she did, my mama probably would have slapped her ass before them lips left my face. Just telling
See, that's
you,
the part. That's the part that I think is unnecessary.
yeah, like she doing the extra. Like you kiss, like I'm gonna kiss my kid on the lip because she came up out of me. You know what I'm saying?
See,
but I'm not gonna kiss my nephew or niece on the lips. Like I'm not. I'm gonna give them the little kiss that you would give them as an auntie to warrant that I'm your aunt. Now, if I'm kissing you on the lips, that means something different. Like my daughter don't go around laying her lips on other people.
Yeah,
You know,
see, that's what I said. Like I wouldn't like
forehead,
kissing on the
cheek,
lip. But
nose.
the thing is, all you have to do is tell them. Like you don't need to come, bitch. You better not. Like that's
No,
that's
but
too much.
but sometimes like
simple But see, the thing.
some
was,
bitches don't like simple conversations. So when
well,
you try do
you
it
have
first,
to
though,
at least try to
Yeah,
have
I'ma
a
try and
conversation.
be like,
But
yeah.
my point is, I put up a poll about it, and almost 80% of the women said that they would have a problem with it.
they should.
That's fine.
They should have a problem with it, but
But
now you're asking
several
why.
of them DM me saying that they would instantly be in mama bear mode and be ready to fight and all that. That's
so
childish
let's
to
just
me.
know. Let's just back up. You have never birthed a child out your body. Stop, because this is something you can never understand. Okay, you can never understand the connection of a mother to her child ever. You can never. You have a connection with our child, yes, but it is much different than the connection that I have with her. She came from me. She's a living being that breathed because of me. So it's a different connection. So when people say mama bear, we instantly get ignited, you know, like completely ignited by something that's furious. However, your intelligence...
That should only apply...
You're not letting me finish.
You kind of interrupted me too,
so
I have to jump in.
You're not letting me finish. Her intelligence should
That should
allow her
only
to.
apply when your child is in danger, not in a situation where your child is being shown love. Like mama bears react like that when they feel like their cub is in danger.
Or they feel like
they're not gonna attack you for feeding. Animal at the zoo is not going to attack you for feeding or doing something nice to their child.
But messing with your child's mental capacity or mental processing, like young kids are very impressionable. Very impressionable. So that could confuse a 3 or 4 year old, a 5 or 6 year old. It could confuse somebody like our child who is 8. You'd be like, Mama, Daddy has a girlfriend and she just wants to do this and that. Like, is it okay? Like, she would be confused what is acceptable and what is not. So when they say go in mama bear mode, for me, that's me address the issue at hand. I'm like, hey, Deborah, I know you fucking my old man, but let me just tell you, okay, because this ain't about him. This is about my kid. I'm just not. That's
what
not
I'm
gonna
advocating.
happen. And if she be like, well, like if she's with us all the time, I'm gonna love her. You're not gonna tell me how to love her. Then I'm gonna just beat her ass. You know what I'm saying? Like after that, I'm gonna beat her ass because I've already told you that that's not appropriate. That we need to come up with something else. And then you trying to tell me what you gonna do and how I ain't gonna control what love you gonna give to my kids.
That's something different.
That's when I'm gonna beat her ass.
That's something different. My point is the conversation should come first. Like you should not see a situation.
Some bitches ain't like that.
I know.
Snapping it up. Say cheese so I can tag your mama. Say cheese.
Well, I understand that there are messy and childish and petty women that do things to ignite the ex or whatnot. But that's both of those things are childish. Like the fact that somebody can do something nice for your child and make you irate doesn't really compute for me.
It doesn't.
Like a dude, like, okay, say for example, if I had a son and I had a stepmom situation going on, I'm not gonna be ready to fight a dude for buying my kids some Jordans and a matching outfit and them going to a Rockets game.
No.
And like, I'm not gonna feel threatened by that. I'm not gonna feel like he's trying to replace me. I'm gonna feel like that's the type of shit you do when you're in the step parent role.
So with that being in mind, if this is your son and they're doing all this other kind of stuff to help add value to your son and who he is, but then things that you've set aside in your head may not have been things that you've expressed, but you're going to take your son to his first basketball game, but that was never expressed, and this happens with him. It might be like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. I really wanted to share that moment with my son, but, you know, you kind of just, man, I was going to take him to this. I was going to do that, and that may change how you feel, and the next time you might feel like you need to put that up front, but guarantee some things that you had designated for father-son moments that he may step in because he is a good man. Good decisions and good intentions don't always warrant good results.
I understand that.
You could have all the good intentions in the world, all the good, intentions of doing well for that child, and still in the end, it kind of didn't come off the right way or wasn't perceived the right way or something like that. Right. But yeah, there are childish women out there that's going to handle shit childish.
But what you just described is always a situation that effective communication can get you through. Like having a conversation where, hey man, I really wanted him to take him to his first game. Like having the discussion instead of instantly resorting to violence and disrespect. But that's the point that I was addressing. Majority of the women did.
Yeah, I didn't say. I don't.
And so that's what I was addressing. Like damn, like they were saying things like this is the ultimate disrespect. Like, how is a gesture of love intentionally disrespecting you? Like that, it's hard to give a logical explanation how somebody buying your kid an outfit and some Jordans and doing something that is commonly done, taking pictures and posting it online. None of those things instantly say blatant disrespect to me. And so for so many women to instantly jump to that mindset shows that they think in a childish and petty way.
That's not true. So to me, it shows that they decipher the situation in two different scopes, because there could be another reason that the mother jumped to the whole I'm gonna beat her ass thing. The first thing was the inappropriateness about kissing the child in the mouth. So that, to me, if that happens, I'm already mad. I'm already mad because you should fucking know better. I'm already mad because you don't have the fucking common sense that God gave your ass to not kiss my child in the mouth. Okay, so that's why I'm mad. Okay.
Let's do a little thinking outside the box, right? So let's say we got a scenario where the woman has another child and your child is now brought into the mix. What if she kisses the other child on the lips and your child just wanted to get in on the action and wanted to be included?
So then she appropriately kisses your child. She kisses her child on the lips. She kisses her child on the lips. She give your child, good night, sweetie. Miss them lips because that's not your child.
But my point is, what if your child kisses her on the lips?
Then that's something that happened quickly in an engagement. So you'll be like, you can speak to them about it. It may not even be looked at like that. But if this mother intentionally kisses your child on the lips with the intent of doing it on purpose, there's an issue with that.
That can be solved.
There's an issue with that.
With a conversation.
It can be. But I'm just saying some mamas would have been like, see me, I'm not going to kiss nobody else's child on the lips. But I have common sense. Because one, I don't want to get beat the fuck up by some bitch over she irate about her child. And two, I don't want it to be misconceived as something else. Like, that's not my kid. I don't want it to be misconceived. I don't want the lines to be blurred for that child. I don't want to confuse them. That's just me.
I mean, I understand all that. All that makes a whole lot of sense. The point that I was addressing is the women that don't even want to have the conversation. The women that instantly want to fight and instantly want to create a chaotic situation. First of all,
who beat your ass?
If you don't want this woman kissing your child or whatnot, the most likely way to get that outcome is through having a respectful conversation. Because if you come to a woman disrespectful, hostile, childish, and you let her know that seeing you kiss my child hurt my feelings or piss me off, what do you think she's gonna do now that you done got in a fight with her or you done created drama? She's gonna do what she know piss you off. So you're less likely to get the outcome that you want by handling it with disrespect or hostility, etc. And when you think about it, so you're pissed off because she's showing your child love. Does that mean you'd be happy if she didn't show your child no love or at all?
No,
and
but I'm just saying, there's many things that go through our minds. Okay, and some of them are valid reasons. I'm a biologist. Things that go through my mind is I don't know where the fuck your lips have been. Because I know where other people's lips has been. I don't want your lips on my child like that. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Like, people don't want their child touched. They don't want things like that.
You being a biologist, I totally understand.
Did my fucking child come home with a rash on their fucking mouth? I'm confused.
A woman sees her cousin that just had a baby. Or sees her cousin's baby and she kisses her baby on the lips. Is her cousin finna punch her in her face and beat her and attack her? No. If her sister kisses her baby, is she finna attack her and want to fight? No. If anything, she'll say, "Hey, don't kiss her on the lips." Right?
Right. Yes, but I feel like...
So that's the same type of energy that should be had regardless of who the person is.
Right, but I feel like people can say that and people can misconceive that in certain ways. There have been people that, like, touching babies in public. Some people feel indifferent about that. And the mama bear will come out on them. You can touch somebody's baby in public. Me, I'm bogarting you because I don't know what the fuck you got. And babies get all kind of shit on their face and rashes from these nasty ass people touching them. So when you're coming like, she's so Heisman on that hoe, miss. You need to back up a little bit. Give the baby 50 feet. She's not fully vaccinated. I don't know if you are. You know, so that's just me. You know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, oh, well, she's just rude. You don't want me to touch your baby? I'm like, I actually don't. And I feel like that's me being pleasant. I don't want you to touch my...
I just saw one of my partners, JL Lighten. So if your lips have been on your husband the night before, does that make your lips more appropriate to kiss a child?
Well, see, I know what I do with my lips, and I know what I do after them. I brush them motherfucking teeth, wash my face, get myself together before I do anything with my child. And if I did, guess whose vagina she came from, and guess whose dick? Guess whose dick made that happen? So you essentially came from this anyways, but no, I'm not going to go give my child a kiss after giving a blowjob. Like, that's just irrational. That's just disgusting.
Well, that type of shit happens.
That's disgusting.
It happens.
Disgusting.
Happens to the best of us. So, I mean, everything that you said about the topic, I agree with everything that you're saying. My point is, I don't think a person should ever just well, I ain't gonna say never. There are certain things that are blatantly disrespectful or hostile, where you're being attacked or disrespected to that level where I can understand why you resorted to violence. But somebody doing something, showing love to your child, doesn't fit that category. And even if you feel some type of way about what was done, that's what adults, you have.
I agree. There's no communication.
It should be a conversation. Because if this person is dating their father, he has just as much right as you do to allow other people around his kids.
But sometimes some of the women that are speaking, they're just speaking from what they in their head, what immediately pops up. That doesn't mean that that's the first thing that we're gonna do. That doesn't mean that. Like, I could be emotional and say something like, I'll beat that hoe ass if she put her lips on my kids again. But then I go to her and be like, hey, I just feel like it's inappropriate for you to kiss my kid in the mouth. And in the back of my head, I'm like, but you should fucking know that, you dumb bitch. But I'm not going to speak like that because I'm more mature and I'm trying to make sure that I get my point across. Now, if you're not receptive of the way I feel, then that's different.
Yeah.
I'm about to go, y'all. Got to go watch these poetry before I miss it. But it was so nice seeing y'all. Yes.
All right.
You can have your show.
Man, I think I talked about everything that I was gonna get to, but nevertheless, I think we got plenty of insight or thoughts on the topic at hand. It's not really wrong to not want that to happen. It's how you handle it that really makes a difference. Are you going to do something that's going to create a hostile, disrespectful type of environment where y'all trying to co-parent? That's not better for the child or you or the father. So when you're doing something that is going to make the relationship more difficult to maintain in the future, that's going to create more pettiness and more back and forth and more bad blood, that's usually not a good move. If a simple conversation is the alternate, like sometimes you have to make decisions that you may not want to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you have two situations where fight is one of them, have a conversation is the alternate, always go with the conversation. At least try the conversation. Don't come into it with the look, bitch. Like, don't come into it disrespectfully because there was no malicious intent. At least no obvious malicious intent. That's really the only point that I was trying to make. Like, damn, you gonna be that mad over, like, I'm gonna be ready to beat somebody's ass if they slapped my daughter or called my daughter a nigger or did some disrespectful shit. I'm not finna be mad that you did something nice for my child and act like you were trying to hurt her. Like, that does not compute the way my logic is set up. Even if I didn't like something about what you did, I'm going to be appreciative that you was being nice and showing love, and I'll address whatever concern I had. That sounds like reasonable, logical adult behavior to me. Because you never know what can happen when you start a fight with a motherfucker. They could pull out a weapon. They could pull out a gun. You could accidentally hurt them to the point where it's a serious injury and the police are involved. So all type of shit can go wrong with you trying to play super badass and act like you're going to go whoop somebody's ass. And you're going to really look like a fucking idiot if you get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these women are saying that what they would do to the chick. She two-piece you and beat your ass after you ran up on her. You gon' in front of your child, you gonna really feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? You gonna really, that's a memory that's not gonna go away. Your child done seen you get beat up by stepmom. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's just avoid those type of situations. Let's use some logic. Let's use some dialogue instead of just jumping off the deep end into a situation like that. Let me see, man. What was the next one that I wanted to get? Oh, all right. This is a post that I put up. Seemed like we talking about insecurity a lot lately. All right, so this is a question. It said, I have a female I've been friends with for a while. My girlfriend has never met her or interacted with her in any way whatsoever, but says she doesn't like her and wants me to cut her off. What do you think? Now, the guy that sent this gave me some more details. He said that, the friend lives far away. That's why the girlfriend hasn't never met her or really interacted with her. Now, for anybody to dislike somebody that they have never met, that have never done anything, that has never given you any reason whatsoever to dislike them, shows that something's wrong with you. You're the one with the problem. You're either jealous of that person or these are feelings of insecurity. Those are the only two reasons for somebody to hate on somebody that has never done anything to them that they've never met and interacted with. I can't think of no plausible scenario where you just hate somebody for no reason. And that's the reason why racists are so whack and so lame. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about the racist mentality, you hate black people. When you've benefited off of them, you steal our culture. You've benefited financially from us. Like, you own our dick with everything we do, but you just hate us just because. You got more than us, but you just mad because we got a job. You hating trying to get another person fired when you didn't even really have to qualify or work to get the job. Like, it's whack shit like that. Where it's like, damn, you got everything in your favor, but you calling the police on motherfuckers that ain't doing shit. Pussy shit like that. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, so for her to hate on the friend that ain't done shit to her. Now, it's one thing for you to just not like somebody and keep it to yourself. But when you are demanding, cut them off, delete them, block them. Like, This is somebody that this dude been knowing for a minute. And you're not his wife. It's not like y'all together forever. Yeah, you just his girl. You know what I mean? Like, so to make that type of demand without having no valid reason behind it is bullshit. And any man that caves into that type of behavior is setting himself up for a disaster going forward. Like, if a woman can control you with just some, cause I don't like her, like, and get you to fuck over somebody that ain't done shit to you, that's been a part of your life for years, you are a weak pussy ass dude to me. And that behavior is not going to stop with that request. You know what I mean? Like, once you go down that slope where you've allowed her to dictate something that was not impacting her directly, did not disrespect her in any way, was not having a negative impact on your relationship, you are wearing some panties and you are letting this woman control you. And you're never going to be an alpha man or a man that is really going to be leading a household or a relationship if she can control you that easily. Like, part of being a man is being able to tell a woman no. Being able to tell her shit that she don't like, or she gets her in her feelings. That's part of the game. Every man that's a real man that's successful with women has had to deal with some fucking attitude because he had to tell a woman something she didn't want to hear. She'll live. She'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so in this type of situation where, like for example, you see mama's boys who can't check their mom and tell their mom, make sure that their mom is respecting their girl, or they like. You got dudes that just can't do shit like that. They don't have the heart or the nuts to stand up to women in their lives. There are really men that struggle with that. And so if in this type of situation, like, I get it. If somebody's disrespecting your relationship, okay, you have a valid reason for them to create some distance or some separation. That's completely different. That is completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's sending him pussy pictures or telling him she want to fuck her, like, she's disrespecting your relationship, that's a valid request under those circumstances. We're talking about a scenario where none of that has happened. So none of these, but what ifs, but what about, but she could have, none of that shit applies because we weren't presented with any of that information. And that's the annoying thing that I'm always talking about, where women will I'll give an extremely specific scenario, present the facts that were presented to me, give my opinion on those facts, and then all the women come, but what about if, and she probably could have done this, and what about if he should have FaceTimed her? Like, they add all this extra shit to the scenario to be able to try to come to me like I was wrong. Like, ignore all that shit. Focus on what the fuck the post actually said. It said there was nothing, no interaction, no engagement whatsoever, and there was no problem created by the friend. Therefore, all that extra shit does not matter. Does not matter. What matters is what information was presented. And based off what was presented, the girlfriend is either jealous as fuck or insecure as fuck. And if this man does what she wants, he's weak as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's going to be more problematic going forward, because women that make those type of demands, like, have the type of mentalities where they gonna try to control and censor who he's friends with, who he interact with, who he hang out with, who he follow. Like, a dude that lets his woman control all that type of shit is a weak man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there are some weak dudes that just allow their women to run their lives because they don't want to deal with the drama, or they don't want to have the argument or whatnot. But a man that's really a stand-up guy is not going to be able to do that. And he's not going to cut off a quality friend over an insecure woman. But what's so funny, though, is women acting like women don't just do shit out of insecurity and jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't motherfucking women that sneak in their man's phone, go through unfollow all the cute chicks on Instagram and Facebook just because. You know what I'm saying? Like she had to have some reason why she's asking this. Like, get the fuck out of here. We see women do insecure shit all the fucking time. I get numerous questions about women. He follows this girl. He complimented this. He told a woman her outfit was cute. Like, I get all these type of questions where women are insecure off of normal shit. But all of a sudden, on this post, women are acting like the only time women act insecure is when they have a valid reason to do so, which is total bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm always calling y'all out. I call y'all out when y'all come with the bullshit. If y'all would just keep it 100 and keep it real and keep things consistent, I wouldn't have any ammunition to be able to point out y'all's hypocritical ass thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, have the same energy. Be consistent. Let's see. What else did I have, man? Oh, okay. This is a post that it said, I was dating a woman about 2 months and she asked about a commitment. She said, I should know if I want her after 2 months of dating and sex. So I told her, maybe you like me more than I like you at this point. Why don't you wait until I'm on your level? Because I did see us potentially being together. But things fell apart after that. Do you think I was wrong for what I said? All right, so man's dating a woman for 2 months and she's ready for a relationship. So she comes to him to have the relationship talk. And he's honest with her, which women claim that they want and they respect and appreciate, right? All right, so let me talk through the situation and explain why I think this is such a dumb move, right? All right, when I talk about female dating strategies, you're either doing things that increase the chances that you reach your relationship goals, or you're doing things that decrease those chances. If you're doing something that decreases those chances, then your strategy is flawed, right? If your goal is to save money and you're doing something that's making you lose money, something's wrong with your strategy. You need to fix your strategy. And so when we're talking about dating strategies, if your goal is to be in a healthy, long-term committed relationship, then this is an extremely flawed strategy to have, right? So what do I say? What do I say when I talk about quality men and how they select their women they want to be with? They take time and observe what they experience with this woman over a long period of time. Not a couple of weeks, not a month or two, because really in most situations, that's still the honeymoon phase. 2 months, you might not have ever had an argument. You might not have had a disagreement. Y'all might not have had, everything could have just been peaches and cream the first 8 weeks. So only a dumb man would commit to a woman that soon, or somebody that's just that in love, right? Most men are not going to do that because they haven't had the time to figure out if they're really compatible or not. Being attracted to somebody, going on a couple of fun dates, enjoying having sex with them does not mean y'all are compatible long term, right? So when we talk about how quality men date, I've made it very clear that they take time to see women in different environments, how they handle crisis situations, how they handle disappointment, how they handle misunderstandings, how they handle feeling disrespect, like all these type of scenarios. You're not usually going to be able to do that in a 2 month period. So she comes to him with the I want to be in a relationship talk. And he's like, oh, all right, well, you obviously feel stronger than I feel at this point. Why don't we keep things going? You know what I'm saying? Until I feel like the way my feelings match yours. Which is what we call the natural dating phase. A person does not have to want a relationship the day that you wanted one in order for you to have a healthy relationship with them. If things are going smooth between y'all, if you obviously like things enough that you want to be his woman, he's treating you right, everything is going all good, what logical reason is there to cut it off after 2 months? If the goal is to be together for several years or decades or for the rest of your life, things are going good, there's no conflict, there's no beef, there's nothing between y'all that warrants falling out over, It's a very flawed dating strategy for a woman to cut off a quality man that she has already determined she wants to be in a relationship with, that she's already figured out she's sexually compatible with, that she already loves or has feelings for, without a valid reason. And when we talk about all the dating struggles women have, all the quality men that don't want to be in relationships, it's not like he told her, I don't want to be in a relationship, I want to be single. That's not what he said. He said, let's keep going, let's keep things progressing the way that they have been, and wait until I feel the way that you feel. That's all you can expect from somebody to have an organic dating phase. So for her to cut that off because he wasn't ready right at the two month mark, right where she was, he probably did dodge a bullet. Because women that hop into relationships like that typically aren't very effective daters, right? Her dating strategy is not one that's set up for success. Most women don't end up happily ever after when they jump into a relationship with somebody that they haven't had the chance to observe for several months in several different situations. You don't learn that much about a person the first 8 weeks you date them. And that's why this is such a silly strategy for women to take. It decreases the chance, because what she's doing is she's cutting off somebody that she could have been perfectly compatible with without a valid reason to do so. No reason whatsoever. Everything was all good last week until you presented them with the ultimatum. So it doesn't make any sense to cut that off. If you've already determined that he's boyfriend or husband material, at least not the way my logic is set up. Not when I observe how difficult it is for women to date and find quality men. Not when you look at how difficult it is for women to differentiate between a fuckboy and a real man. Not when you look at how many quality men prefer to just stay single and be bachelors. Getting rid of a dude that is on the trail to getting in a relationship with you without a valid reason seems stupid as fuck from my perspective. That does not make sense to me. Now, I can understand a woman having a time limit or a limit on how long she's willing to wait, but 2 months shouldn't be your cutoff period. I can assure you that 2 months is not enough time for most men to determine that they want to commit to a woman. At least not the men that are successful women, not the men that y'all want to be with. Not the men that have to decide between multiple women. Right? It takes longer than 2 months for a man to get rid of all the women that he was kicking it with. To filter through who he ultimately feels the most compatible with, or who he has the strongest feelings for. It usually takes longer than a couple of months to do that. So coming to a man that you really like with this type of ultimatum is most likely going to result in the female losing out the deal. Because it's a lot harder for women to replace a quality man than it is for a man to replace a quality woman. Simply because more quality women want to be in relationships than quality men. Quality men are perfectly cool slanging dick and being bachelors and living their best life without ever getting married or having kids, unless that just happens to present itself. They treat those things as optional. So that's why I call that dating strategy flawed. It decreases the chances of a woman obtaining her relationship goals. And anything you do that falls under that category is going to be flawed behavior to me. You know what I mean? Like whenever you're doing something that, the way I like to explain it, right, is using a GPS. If you put in an address in your GPS system and it starts giving you a route that takes you further and further away from your destination, something's wrong with your GPS. You need to restart it, reboot it, power it down. Something is wrong with it. it is not functioning in a way that it is going to get you to your destination. And it's the same way with dating. If your attitude on dating or your standards for men are so strict or so high that no men qualify to meet them, you have bad methods of evaluating men. Your standards are unrealistic. They're not if you don't meet any men that ever meet your qualifications are the problem. Because there are quality men all around us. All around you. Men that you are potentially compatible with. Men that you could potentially get along with. If you have the type of mentality and thought process that is conducive to dating. A lot of y'all don't. I point out all the time. A lot of y'all believe in fairy tale shit. A lot of y'all have flawed perspectives of men. Inaccurate perspectives of men. Y'all base your dating strategy on false information. That's why you get fucked up results. You know what I'm saying? Like, if all the assumptions that y'all are coming up with about men are wrong, and you're basing your strategies on that wrong information, then it makes sense why your dating strategies don't work. Men can't afford to do that. Men pay a lot more attention to women than y'all pay to men. Y'all see how unreceptive y'all are to hearing about how men really think and feel? What do women say on every post? Let's talk about what men do. What about men? All y'all want to do is talk about your perspective. What you think, what you feel, what you experience. Y'all give very little interest in caring about what men think or feel. That's why y'all dismiss the male perspective so quickly. But men don't have it like that. Men that don't study women or don't pay attention to women are not successful with women. Unless they're just rich or famous. Like, in order for a regular dude to be successful with women, he has to understand how to engage them, how to attract them, how to maintain relationships with them, how to solve conflicts with them, how to deal with their bullshit. Y'all do come with bullshit. We just learn to adjust. When we have feelings for y'all, it makes us more willing to deal with it. We come up with alternate ways to deal with it or ways to resolve the issues on our own so that it's manageable to us. That's what most men that are in healthy relationships do. Shit they wife do to get on their nerves, they got some like little shortcut, some little life hack on how they deal with it. That's how they don't pull their hair out. That's how they not stressed out or not dealing with all type of unnecessary drama. We simplify things. We think forward to where we're not having the same issues over and over again. We think in ways that help us resolve problems instead of creating continuous ones. And that's probably one of the biggest differences between men and women and how we handle ourselves in relationships. All right, y'all. I think that's all the posts that I have, man. I'll give y'all a couple of minutes to go ahead and post some questions if y'all want to ask me something. Hopefully y'all learn something. I know y'all like it when my wife interrupts me or joins the broadcast. So those of y'all that just joined, y'all can watch the replay and see my wife give her thoughts and her perspective. I just do what you said and don't want to get attached to outcomes. Don't expect anything. Yeah, that's a much better approach to dating. You know, when you go into it without having expectations, it makes it easier to focus on the positives. Oh, we had fun at this place. We went here. We did this. Like, if you don't expect anything, all you'll really remember is the fun shit and the good shit about dating somebody. So, that's definitely a lot better than going into it with a mountain of expectations, because that just sets you up for disappointment if those things don't come to fruition. Yep, no expectations, you'll never be disappointed. That type of approach always makes it easier to see the positive in any situation. How long is too long to figure it out? Let's see. That's up to the individual to decide. We all get to decide who we give our time, attention, and sex to. So if you decide that you don't want to give it to somebody, you can make that choice whenever you feel like it. The thing is, you just have to live with the consequences of your choices. So if you cut somebody off for a dumb reason or for an unrealistic period of time, like, you're just hurting yourself. So you want to at least give somebody a fair shot before you cut things off between them. You want to figure out if y'all are compatible. Because when it comes to dating, you got two jobs when you dating somebody. One, figure out if there's a mutual interest, if y'all feeling each other the same way. And then secondly, figure out if y'all are compatible long term and interested in taking a relationship to a next level. So that means having the kind of conversations where you learn about their background, you learn about their value system. I outline all these things in my dating compatibility guide. It's available on my website, terryduranbooks.com, and it's only $1.50. But it outlines these conversations. It gives you the breakdown on what dating actually is. It gives you evaluation worksheets where you can actually print them out and fill them out based off the person you dating. So you can basically give them like a scorecard, or you know what I'm saying, like you can create a folder where you evaluating their character and figuring out if that's somebody that you are compatible with long term or not. It's just up to you to go to the site and spend the $1.50. You know what I mean? But the tools are out there. You know what I mean? I also have a relationship book called It's Not That Complicated: How Real Men Feel About Sex, Love, and Relationship. That one's $10 on the site, but it's very effective at explaining how real men operate at our core level. What we do, what we're competing against, how we operate, how we feel about certain things, and it's just topic by topic, giving a raw, honest male perspective on those things. So those of y'all that are confused or shocked by the things that men do or how men operate, I would strongly recommend you download, spend $11.50 plus tax to download those two things. You can get paperback copies of It's Not That Complicated. The dating guide is available only as an ebook. But I would strongly recommend you download those or purchase the paperback copy and spend the hour or two actually reading it, where you just sitting there being able to absorb the thoughts, and you have a reference where you can go read it over and over again. You have something that you can bring up when your friends come over and have talking discussions over. So all that stuff is designed to help you get to where I'm at, about approaching 14 years of marriage, with somebody that I'm sexually attracted to, that my value system aligns almost completely with theirs. We're matched as far as education, ambition, etc. We're compatible. You know what I mean? Like, I took the time to make sure we were compatible before I committed to her. And I had to take the risk of her not wanting to stick around, because we were in a situation like a lot of y'all like we always talk about, where she wanted a commitment at a certain point and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we went almost a year where I'm like, man, I'm not getting into a relationship until I graduate from college. I don't care who it's with or how much I love the person. And so she had to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, being in love with a dude that loves you too. You know what I'm saying? Treat you like a queen and like a gentleman and do all type of stuff that other people don't do, but is single as hell and still doing his thing on campus. Like, that's a tough thing to deal with. A lot of women couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is. It worked out, fortunately. You know what I mean? But that's part of it. It's not always easy to end up with a quality dude. Sometimes you have to wait and don't get it exactly when you wanted it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the relationship or the marriage exactly when you wanted it to happen. That's part of the risk. But like I was saying earlier, if your goal is to be with them for the next 20, 30 years, what difference do it make if y'all get married in 5 years or 7? How big of a difference if everything is all good, y'all still using the resources to take care of each other or whatnot, What difference does it make? You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the big picture, those are the type of things that you should think about. Let me see, did I miss any other questions? So glad I read your books. I just broke up with a quality guy because he was a workaholic and not able to give me the time I need. And I kept hearing your voice in my head. Well, timing matters. If he's at the point in his life where work is his biggest focus, maybe this is not the time. That don't mean that y'all can't reconnect in the future or things couldn't work out at a later time, but you gotta make the decisions that you think are best for you at this point. That's always should always be on your mind. When you're a parent, you gotta put your child first, but until then you should be thinking about what's best for you. What else y'all got? Y'all got any more questions, man? If not, I'm gonna go on and end the session, man. Make sure y'all go check out the latest episode of my podcast, More Than Love, man. I had one of my homegirls on this week, Kira J. Shout out to Kira. We had a real good conversation about black love and some of the struggles that prevent love from happening. So I think y'all really enjoy the conversation. It's available on my YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. And you can download it from iTunes or Google Play. So check it out. It's definitely something that, I think y'all will enjoy. It's a video podcast, so you can either watch it or listen to it. And you can have it on demand. Like I said, you can listen to it on your way to work or, on your lunch break or you're at your desk or whatever the case may be. But you can access all the episodes and you can access them on demand. So I'm really pleased with how the podcast is coming along. Definitely think y'all should check it out. It's pretty well put together. So I'm about to get out of here, man. Hopefully y'all learned something tonight. Got some entertainment value out the whole conversation. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.